See, when I talk about AI, so it is, I think, machine with man, not machine without man.
Exactly.
That's what the AI or whatever your ERP is. It is definitely going to help you more. Now, giving an example of my own organization, we have 90% automated our HR process and system, right from hiring till exit. Everything has on through system, through automation. So,
hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of the IMA podcast, where we bring you industry leaders who are shaping the future of work in India. Today we are joined by Mr. Anil Tyagi, a seasoned leader, board member, institutional advisor, strategic leadership coach, and currently with Kusum Group of Industries. Let's dive into a conversation that which blends discipline, power, purpose, and modern leadership. Welcome to IMA, sir.
Thank
sir,
you.
I just saw your LinkedIn profile and I was in awe with that you were a part of Air Force, Indian Air Force.
Yeah.
So from Air Force to the corporate boardroom, what inspired this transition and how has it shaped your leadership philosophy?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it must have brought a lot of discipline, particularly.
Right. So, Pooja, I think this is simple journey. It is an evolvement what has happened with the time. But yes, there are certain things which I had in me, I suppose. The one was, if I tell you, I did only 10+2 and I joined Air Force in technical branch.
Okay.
But the one thing was very clear for me, to have kind of a learning orientation, challenging myself. And to your viewers, let me tell you, I was among very few who was not knowing how to speak in English even.
Okay.
So, मैं हिंदी में बोलता था, but I understood in 86, 87 that mastering this language also is very, very important. That's how this journey started. I did graduation, that I did IMA in English literature, the subject from which I was fearing at one point of a time. And thereafter, I applied for commissioning. 3 times I failed. So, failures also teaches you a lot of things, new learnings. Every time I took up this challenge and finally I became officer. I continued my learning instinct there because then I was into administrative and HR branch, and that I did MBA in MBA, HR, and then LLB. That's how
This is so inspiring, sir. I'm sure हमारे viewers ये सुन के ही काफी inspire हुए होंगे. तो आपका कोई particular style है कि organization की growth के लिए और employees की well-being के लिए, उनके साथ जुड़ने के लिए क्या strategy आप अपनाते हैं?
देखिए, if I tell you in my current organization, this organization in pharmaceuticals is a mid-size organization. 10 years back, I joined here as an HR head. There was a simple strategies, creating a balance between employer and employee. Having policies and process, taking in mind of employee well-being, employee prosperity, employee career aspirations, their growth, same times align everything with your business, because if business is not there, nothing is there.
Exactly.
So whatever the policies and process we have created, I think that was the mixed balancing of this both, and that's what I have been doing right now also. Of course, catching up with the time is very important. Now you have a Gen Z, you have people like me, and then how you create your learning and development initiatives, how you engage people, that's very, very important.
Exactly.
And let me tell you one or two very simple, but people call it innovative ideas. We are among the first pharmaceutical company, even here in Indore, to celebrate Men's Day.
अच्छा.
Generally, people talk about Women's Day.
Women's Day is all there.
We started paternity leave, which was not a part of any policies.
Wow.
So I think this kind of a small things, but very significant. If you do and you care about your employee, that's how the things happens.
You have always emphasized the importance of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So how has these factors influenced your HR policies?
See, basically, DI has to be into your all process. let's say, right from your hiring process to your every process DI has to be. And there is so like when we create a policy, let's say for hiring policy, I give you an example. We keep that in mind, and even I put it that certain numbers of the people, you have to take care of the demographic, you have to take care of diversity in terms of gender, in terms of demography, in terms of even age, and even in terms of the companies from where you are hiring.
Exactly.
So you need to create that balances and create that inclusivity. So how the inclusivity you bring into it? The inclusivity you will bring when you create a policies and process where your employees, everyone there has without fear that freedom to speak, give their opinion and ideas. So that is how we have created a very transparent and open culture. So that is I think is another part of inclusivity. Now coming from a army background or Air Force background, I always give an example. We are among a few who has in your Indore only at plant HR head. My plant HR head is female.
Okay, so nice to hear that.
So it is not only the words, action speaks. So we need to do that. But DEI is very important. DEI is today we need to actually being in a progressive organization has to take care of this part.
Sir, in today's scenario, what do you think how AI is changing the HR functions, particularly recruitment and performance management?
See, when I talk about AI, so it is, I think, machine with man, not machine without man.
Exactly.
That's what the AI or whatever your ERP is. It is definitely going to help you more. Now, giving an example of my own organization, we have 90% automated our HR process and system, right from hiring till exit. Everything has on through system, through automation. So how it is helping? Kind of work which was low value added work has been taken care of by the AI or by that ERP what I am using. We are using SAP SuccessFactors. What is that my team who was actually involved in these transactional activities now is getting into the other things, like how you can plan development of your people, how can you take their emotional well-being, how can you create policies and process which is aligning with the global practices, because we are into operating in 25 countries. So that's how I feel that AI is becoming a game changer, but it will be only when it is machine with man, and man start thinking strategically, lateral thinking, emotional quotients, and how to create a collaboration, how to create a winning team. That is the, I think, role of HR, and it is very, very important. It will continue.
Totally agree with you, sir, here. So, a moment in your career that you would like to share which has deeply challenged you, and what did you learn from it, if you would like to share with our audience?
Very personal, this thing, but I'll share with you. I joined Air Force as I told you at the age of 18.
18, you must be.
So, and it was a big thing in my village joining Air Force. So, I was on leave, and one of my elder brother asked to his sala कि भाई अभी शादी कोई लड्डू वगैरह खिलाओ, बारात बुलाइए अपने यहाँ पे. Then he asked to my brother, elder brother, tell the eligible boy who is. So he says he's in a government job, he's in Air Force, and that person says, okay, good, he is in Air Force, but what is his qualification? Then I saw my brother not disclosing that. Why to ask? He is in Air Force, doing so good and all that. That was a point. I will not say it was a disappointing point. It was. I took it very positively, and I decided that I will not marry until unless I become postgraduate. So I married only after doing MA in English literature.
So nice. So to know more about you, as we are running short of time, we'll do a quick rapid fire also. So one leadership book you keep going back to?
I think one leadership book which I read is. I read more on EQ, Emotional Quotient, by Daniel Goleman. That's one book, and I read book Mahatma Gandhi, My Wisdom with the Truth.
Wow.
So that is another book which I like.
A quality every young leader or professional must cultivate?
See, the first is leading from the front. But how you lead from the front? First, you update with the latest trends. Be aware what is happening around you, and have a courage to conviction. To each and every young leader, I would like to say, you be authentic, be fair, be objective. If you have this and be collaborative kind of, if you have sincerely this with in you, I think people management will be quite easier for you.
Okay. On a funnier note, corporate boardroom or Air Force strategy room, which one is more tough?
So it depends upon how do you take it. For me, both has been easy, but same times evolving, and everything has given me different experience, different perspective, which has helped me from one to the other.
Yeah. One quote that resonates with you deeply.
Give to the world the best you have, and the best will come back
to you. Yeah, that was an incredibly enriching conversation with you, sir. Mr. Anil Tyagi, a leader who's lived discipline, led with purpose, and continues to shape talent with vision and empathy. Thank you, sir, for sharing your experience, your vision, and such practical takeaways that I'm sure young HR leaders are going to imbibe and can really benefit from. To our listeners, if you have enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow the IMA podcast channel as well. So until next time, keep learning and keep leading, keep growing. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Pooja.